What's up, YouTube? On this episode of Coddiwomple Overland, we're going to meet up with some friends and make our way through the George Washington National Forest as we head to Overland East. Coddiwomple Overland is proudly powered by Cummins Off-road, home of the Lifetime powertrain. Also in part by Overland Vehicle Systems, Faster Flate, and Trail-Rated Coffee. We left on Thursday before the expo, made our way through West Virginia, and eventually into Virginia. The plan was to meet up with several other YouTube channels for the weekend. The first channel we met up with was Downsouth Off-road and Outdoors. Jeremy and Kim are great people, and they're a ton of fun to be around.
Doesn't it just make you want to blow your horn?
After everybody said their hellos, it was time to really get the adventure started.
It's too late now.
The general plan was to spend the next 2 days overlanding through the George Washington National Forest, and then Saturday we were going to make our way on into Arrington, Virginia, where we would go spend the day at the 2021 Overland Expo East. It didn't take very long at all for us to start finding some Forest Service roads and some interesting sights. As we made it across the James River, it was time to meet up with our second addition to the group. This would be the YouTube channel Overlanding Now. Josh was riding solo as Courtney, Cohen, and Remy stayed at home for this trip. It was getting to be about 5 o'clock in the evening or so, and all of us had been traveling all day long. It was time to start finding camp.
I think we can make this work.
I think you're right, as long as there's enough flat spots.
Not long at all after we had met up with Josh, we found a nice little spot that fit all of us really well. It was really interesting to watch everybody's different methods of how to level up their rigs. Kelly and his family found a nice spot to set their tents up. Mike and Laura found a nice spot tucked back in the woods, and I don't think they needed to use any leveling at all.
Leave no trace, you can use these. if you're to leave seconds.
Once everybody got their camp set up, it was time to fix something pretty quick to eat and just sit down and relax for the rest of the evening. The next morning started off with a quick breakfast and some amazing coffee. We didn't hang around camp very long at all this morning, as I think everybody was pretty excited to see what kind of adventure we could get into today. By about 10 o'clock, we were leaving camp. Oh, this is lovely.
Yeah, there's no gates on the maps or anything.
It is open from April.
There's no gates marked on this map at all. It says it's open from April to January.
By 20 after 10, we had hit our first gate, and it was time to look for a plan B. Now we're talking. Plan B was turning out to not look like a bad option.
So this morning we have taken a random trail. We have no idea what we're getting into. Hey babe. So we've got everybody airing down because as we've started down the trail, it's really wet, really muddy, and we don't really know what's ahead of us. So better safe than sorry. I think most folks are going to go down to about 20 pounds. You haven't really got to see this rig much. This is Overland Now. This is his Gladiator. Definitely a beautiful build. So one thing I've learned from Coddiwomple Overland is they don't really plan or look at pictures or research a trail. They just pick one. Pick one and go.
And this is what happened.
And
We end up airing down on a trail. Everybody switching to 4 high. Classic.
so yeah, it's definitely an adventure with Bill and Deb.
Sometimes we do a little planning. And we did a little bit of planning on this one. But what we're finding in the George Washington is everything has a gate on it.
Yes, everything is closed.
Whether it says it's open on the MVUM or not, it has a gate.
For sure.
We had already found several locked gates on this trip. We're sure glad we didn't find one on this trail. The trail that we were on paralleled the Blue Ridge Parkway, so we hopped off of the trail for just a few minutes, found a roadside rest, decided to get a little lunch there. After lunch, we were right back on the same trail that we had been on for most of the morning. I guess most all good things must come to an end. This was the end of that trail and we found ourselves back on gravel road. But even when you're on gravel roads, sometimes you find a hidden treasure here or there.
Funny. Everybody's shaking this bridge. Jammed on.
After stopping and taking in all the sights at the Lynchburg Reservoir, it was time to make our way on down the trail.
Look at the deer.
The colors were just starting to change here. While we didn't have any sun, what we did have near the top of the mountains was cloud cover, and it kind of gave it that special Halloween feel. After being on the move for most of the day, we found a really cool campsite close to this stream. It didn't take long at all for folks to start picking out their campsites, setting up their camps, and getting things ready for dinner.
That is. I'm gonna have to eat it with a fork.
It's a big one.
After another outstanding dinner, we couldn't let this stream go to waste. It was time to set up the Julka so folks could get a hot shower.
Go help him.
There you go, Deb. You've seen a bear.
The polar bear. Twice.
This has already been a great couple of days. Tomorrow, we're going to be headed to Overland East 2021, and it's all of our first time to an Overland East event. You don't want to miss that on next episode, and after that, we're going to go hit the famous Potts Mountain Trail. You don't want to miss it. Thanks again for watching Coddiwomple Overland. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Remember, check out Dan Cummins Off-road, home of their lifetime warranty. Also check out our friends at Overlanding Now and Downsouth Off-road and Outdoors. I'll leave a link to their YouTube channels in the description below. Until next time, see ya.